There's more to the Galactic Custodian. It's Stellaris Dev Diary 201, the Galactic Imperium. The Empire has awakened. So, what is this about? It's about the Galactic community transforming to something else. Guess, it's the Galactic Imperium, of course. So this is about the Galactic community, what you can do to transform to the Galactic Imperium, and what the consequences of that will be, and how it roughly works, or not so roughly, and what kinds of things you can do with the Galactic Imperium. Let's start. The Galactic community can elect a custodian to unite them against an ongoing crisis. For example, the Unbidden invaded the galaxy. In order to defeat the crisis, you needed to ask for additional powers. The length of the war underlined the need for more permanent powers. Those powers were very nice to have, and they are powers that you may not want to give up so easily. And so you remove the custodianship term limit, the first step. I am the Senate. There are custodian reforms, as you can see here. United Front, Galactic Mobilization, and so on, and proclaim the Galactic Imperium. This also costs 200 influence and changes the Galactic community into the Galactic Imperium. All members of the Galactic community now leave any existing federations. They get dissolved. End of the federation. And in that case, the Elam Divine Union becomes the Imperial core, shifting towards authoritarianism and adopting an imperial government. All incompatible civics are removed. It transforms into a very dangerous imperium. Even if you were democratic, if you do that, you become an imperium. Despite the tremendous efforts of the custodian, the Galactic community is still undermined by internal division. So, the first Galactic Imperium gets founded. What happens then? It's the dawn of a new order. The old Galactic community has been dismantled. The chaotic one. And in its place, the first Galactic Imperium has risen. It's now known as the Imperial Core. In a lavish coronation ceremony broadcast across the entire galaxy, a new Imperial dynasty was established when, in that case, Elmano was crowned Galactic Emperor on Moomin Valley. Long live the Galactic Emperor, long live the Imperium, and you can see him here. And you can see something here that automatically happens. There's fanatic authoritarianism here. When the Galactic Imperium is created, all federations that were previously in the Galactic community will be disbanded, as we've heard. The future of the coalition of independent systems. So that's one example of a federation being dissolved, and the event for it. Galactic Emperor has decreed that all constituent states of the Galactic Imperium are to immediately withdraw from any obsolete supranational federations they might be a part of. Imperial envoys have assured us that as loyal members of the Imperium, we have no further use of such diplomatic entanglements. But it cannot be proclaimed during a war in heaven. Still, I want to strengthen the fallen empire's war in heaven, but... Once created, the Galactic community ceases to exist and turns into the Galactic Imperium instead. Some things will be familiar. Some things will be entirely different. As you can see, you have something here in the edge. That's the first thing you see. An Imperial authority. You can do something with the Imperial authority. But there's also votes still. Some votes you can overthrow by probably using your Imperial authority. Let's see what we can do with that. So you have access to the normal proposals, but there will also be additionals. The Galactic Emperor will gain access to a number of new resolutions and a number of resolutions that are similar to those that were available to the Custodian. And there is a list of the resolutions. Let's see. First, the Imperial Council. Change council size. You know that. By appointment, by election, by trial of advancement. Foreign relations, as you can see, you can start imperial crusades against fallen empires or have a united front against them. Imperial reforms, the Pax Galactica, so you can say, hey, there must be peace in the realm, and imperial institutions that you can found. An imperial armada, similar to the GDF, the Galactic Defense Force. Imperial legions now as well, an Imperial Navigation Agency, and as we've already seen, the Galactic Trade Organization, the Imperial Security Directorate, that's something else, Imperial Charter, Commerce Guild, Shipping Alliance, Trade Commissions. That's something interesting, right? The Galactic Emperor retains the powers available to the Custodian. For example, conclude session, freeze, resolution. They will also have permanent intel bonus against the members and gain an additional bonus to diplomatic weight. The ethics will shift towards fanatic authoritarian. Shift your authority to Imperial and you'll get a new government form. Your civics that are incompatible with your new position will be removed and you will gain a new, unique civic. That civic is called the Galactic Sovereign. This society has achieved mastery over much of the galaxy, serving as the current rulers of the Galactic Imperium. Monthly influence +6. That is increasing. That's incredibly powerful. So you can use your power as well. You get that big boost to monthly influence. That alone would be something to instantly take. Diplomatic weight +40%. Available invoice +1 and civic slots +1. So you can have 4 civics now. A civic that doesn't occupy a civic slot, in effect. And you say, what is about the hive minds, the machine intelligences and the megacorps? They are not blocked from proclaiming the Galactic Imperium. They have their own slight twist on it. Maybe it will be a galactic hive. A megacorp that forms the Galactic Imperium gains access to regular civics as well as corporate civics. So you can have a galactic megacorporation, an Imperial armada. It's further explained. If there was a galactic defense force during the previous custodianship, it will be converted into the Imperial armada instead. Then we have the Imperial Authority. The power that the Emperor holds over the Galactic Imperium is reflected in Imperial Authority. Depending on the strength of the Imperial Authority, different things can happen. Strengthening Imperial Core, as you can see, there's a positive change per month. Assigning envoys. Some things can happen below 50. Members can trigger a rebellion against the ruler through an espionage operation. If above 100, the entire Imperium joins the ruler in any defensive wars against outsiders. Look for your Imperial Authority. You should try to get it over 100. In that case, it's exactly 100, but it's changing. It's changing. Let's have a look back at the screenshot. Yes, you can see it can go up to probably 200. Members of the Galactic Imperium can choose to strengthen or to undermine Imperial Authority. The Galactic Emperor gains access to a new operation, Target Seditionists, which will prevent the target from undermining Imperial Authority with their envoys for a certain amount of time. So you have a ton of people that could work against you. Those opposing the lawfulness of this new order will also gain their own tools. The weakened Imperial Authority operation will do exactly what it promises. Should Imperial Authority fall below 50, they also gain access to the Spark Rebellion operation, which will also do exactly what you would expect. A rebellion. The rebels have chosen to light the flame, and the galaxy is in turmoil once again. Those who refuse to join the rebels will join a loyalist federation instead, and a war will be declared that pits these two federations against each other. All rebel empires will leave the Imperium for the duration of this war only. But if the rebels win the war, this Imperium is dismantled and reverts back into the Galactic Community. Free again, so to say. All rebels will rejoin the community. Council members lose their seats, and all loyalists get a temporary debuff to their diplomatic weight for a few years, meaning their influence in the reborn galactic community will be limited to begin with. The former emperor will get even greater diplomatic weight penalties, which will also last longer. If the loyalists win, the rebels are all forced back into the Galactic Imperium, and they get temporary debuffs, which lowers the diplomatic weight for a few years. In addition, the Imperial Authority is greatly increased. Regardless of who wins, the rebel and loyalist federations are disbanded after the war. The war ends in a status quo-wide peace, the rebels secede from the Imperium, and their federation stays intact. A galaxy on fire. With Nemesis, they wanted to focus on the things that can go wrong. On disruption and chaos. With one crisis defeated, the next crisis might be just around the corner. Like in old Rome, when the emperors beat back the barbarians, there was often a movement that they came back with their armies and tried to seize power. And this is just like that. And it will be up to you to navigate the delicate balance of the galaxy. Will you light the flame, or will you restore the balance? Who will be your nemesis? The first comment, Sidious, would be proud of this. Indeed. The memes make themselves. I think this is an extremely interesting addition. It's basically introducing the Holy Roman Empire mechanic into Stellaris in a way that really, really makes sense together with that crisis. It makes even more sense than the real Holy Roman Empire in a story-like way. So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope it works as intended and works interestingly. And then we have something great to look forward to. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel Can signing out. See you soon, and happy gaming.